Hello, hello. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing a reading with you guys today that I did last week. This is a reading with somebody who I'm going to be keeping anonymous for their identity, but it is a 20-year-old who has been being forced to go in and out of psych wards for the last about 5 years of their life. And I really wanted to share this conversation because it was a super potent one. The Not only was it super interesting to me that the last 5 readings that I have had scheduled over this last month with people, they have all had the cross of Maya in one or two of their charts, whether it's their tropical or their true sidereal. So there's something here, and I'm going to show you in just a second his two charts, both his tropical and his true sidereal. And then I've got little snippets of what the incarnation crosses mean from the book Incarnation Cross, A Guide of Purpose and Archetypes from Human Design and Gene Keys by Brynja Magnuson. Probably butchered her name, sorry. Great book for Incarnation Cross. But anyway, that is where I took the descriptions from. So I'm going to show you his charts. If you are somebody who likes to study, likes to understand the stuff, take a screenshot. You can look at them, you can follow along. I wanted to do that. I wanted to put his charts up there, and I wanted to give you a quick little snippet of what those incarnation crosses mean, because it's going to be very important to keep in mind through the conversation that we had. And I say that because this is somewhat, not very, because I have had conversations like this with other clients in the past. But it's interesting because my readings are super, like, incredibly varied. It always is different depending upon who's coming to me, on what they're looking for, where they're at in their life, where they're at with their self-awareness, where they're at with their consciousness, what it is exactly they're needing. Some is like, very specific crisis support for something in their life, which happened through many people over this last month with those readings. And this one again it's very unique because he's currently in a psych ward. You'll see that he's talking about it, and I also thought it was really important to share his story, to share his experience, um, because we are in this. Sorry, mom of toddler things. Um, where was I at? Okay, so I wanted to share his story, and I wanted to share this reading and talk about this, especially as it relates to the theme of the incarnation cross, specifically of the cross of the Maya, and how this actually really deeply and perfectly ties into like where we are at as a collective right now, and what we're needing to do in terms of waking ourselves up to the Maya, right? This false reality that we are living in. And yeah, this conversation, it really beautifully encapsulates that. Now, fair warning, it is going to be a bit mind and consciousness expansive. The readings that I have been doing, and for quite a while, they're not necessarily like, you're not going to hear me go through all of these different placements in his chart and like talk about it from this like mechanics wise. You will hear some of that, but what's been really happening in my readings is more that I'm sampling their energy, I'm picking it up, I'm absorbing it, and the conversation is happening through the language of their mechanics. It's like the language of their mechanics is what is speaking through me, and is also what I am referencing both unconsciously and consciously. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to screen share, and I'm going to pull up his charts. Okay. So if you're new here, I work with both tropical and true sidereal. So this reading, I included both of them. So in his tropical chart is where he has the right angle cross of Maya. He's a reflector. And it says, the term Maya was coined to describe the illusion of this reality, the simulation that is the universe. The universe is full of details. The way in which this cross relates to the concept of the Maya is through details. Seeking details, formulas, and finding understanding is a central theme for this cross. And it doesn't necessarily have to come from an organized, logical method, which it definitely does not in this conversation. This cross is built from mysteries, details, survival, and endings. On this cross, one searches for an integration of universal truths and the details of life. On this cross, one may make use of formulas to provide insight and uncover the mysteries of this reality. And that is absolutely what happens in this conversation. Now, it's also super interesting because my Mercury is gate 42 and my core wound or my design Mars or vocation is 61. So this is something that is very uniquely personal to me as well and my design. And I don't believe I said this, but a part of why I wanted to showcase this is because this showcases an aspect of me, of who I am, of my wisdom, of my investigation. I am somebody who investigates the mysteries of the universe. It's why I love these systems so much and these archetypes, is because they have helped me to understand not only myself, other people, but God, this universe, this Maya in a much bigger way. And so these larger kind of universal truths and concepts, they're not something that I have really publicly talked about yet. Kind of with everything, it's also really it's difficult for me to like get things out without there like being a specific context or there being like a one-to-one conversation. So that's a part of the reason why I wanted to share this, not only to share his story and to highlight the realities of what goes on in this world and what he is living in through being forced to be in a psychiatric ward. But because we get very mysterious, we get very universal. And I think that there's a good possibility that some of the things that I talk about with him could be quite triggering to some people, but I think it's important to share. So, okay, the LAX of informing. The 4 gates of this incarnation cross themselves create the design of a manifestor and the entire channel 1222. Having this channel in the cross brings the balance of social grace. There is an element of subconscious processing within this cross, just as there is an element of belief systems and verbalizations. This cross carries the role of letting the masses know what is going on, whether internally or externally. This cross is an informant so that others can prepare and address. Like a journalist or reporter, those with this cross have the role of spreading the news that something has changed and no one has noticed yet. And that's why I'm sharing this, is because something has changed in this reality. We are just a year away from 2027. And I don't know if you guys can feel it, but I can feel it. And what this guy is living through, what this conversation highlights, is honestly really directly addressing that. And it's also like where it says, letting people know what's going on either internally or externally. Well, this is also letting people know like what's going on behind closed doors with some of our systems, like the psychiatric, world. And you'll hear me reference it, but this is not the first reflector, specifically even 3-5 reflector that I have met and that I know that has had experiences with being put into psychiatric wards. And I don't believe that this guy is crazy. I don't believe that my other friend is crazy. I believe that so many of these people who are placed into these wards, even so many people who are homeless, so many people who are schizophrenic and, all these different mental disorders, I don't actually think it's a mental disorder most of the time. I think a lot of it is people getting in touch with the truths of reality, right? Breaking out of the Maya, breaking out of this illusion and really seeing so much farther beyond what the average person can see. And everybody else not understanding that and everybody else being scared of that. And so we really do speak to this psychosis, and we also speak to, what gates 11 and 12 talk about if you look at them through the lens of the gene keys, especially the 11. Is he in the city, I believe he talks about uprooting the knowledge of good versus evil. And this is a conversation, if you've been following me on social media or if you saw the last podcast episode that I released, this is a conversation that I've been having and that has been kind of being somewhat had in the collective. It was originally started by the Aubrey Marcus, John DeMartini conversation where he was trying to talk about that. And I watched another podcast with other people speaking about this thing, and somebody, the person who was on the podcast trying to really iterate to the hosts, like, these larger universal concepts and truths, and getting people to understand. And it's, from what I have seen, it's a very fucking triggering conversation to have, excuse me, breaking out of this notion of good versus evil and being able to see the unity in things, which is my life's work in tropical. And in True Sidereal, it's 21, it's all about taking back authority. And so this is something that I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about helping people to see, again, with my 61.1 vocation as well, helping people to see and understand the truths of this reality, helping them to expand their mind. And you'll get a taste of me doing that through this conversation. So, yeah, like I said, screenshot this if you want to follow along. You want to be able to see some of his placements and, see how you might see some of this playing out. But I'm really excited to share this with you. Let me know in the comments, either here on social media, DMs, wherever, what you thought about this. If this is expansive to you, great. I'm so grateful. And if this is triggering to you, great. I'm so grateful. All right, let's get into the episode.
2 months. What? It's okay. And I was a nomad for around 2 months. And yeah, I was in Glastonbury, then I went to London, and then I was like in London saying like, if you don't go vegan, like my angels will get you in the spirit realm. And like I was like in the train tracks, and they thought I was suicidal because I was too close to the train tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked me up and just like put me in handcuffs, and they put me back to Cardiff. So it's quite upsetting, but I should be out of here soon, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, so that's just like my story and what's happened with me. But yeah,
Well, thank you for sharing
yeah,
that. I appreciate that. Appreciate
yeah, yeah.
your
I
vulnerability and
thought,
your honesty. Okay, so my question is, can you give me any insight so I know that we can be here for, a reading? And I'm happy to, share some of the basic information with you, all that kind of stuff. However, the way in which that I conduct my readings is very much conversational style, one, and two, it's led based off of you and whatever it is that you're needing to know most right now, any specific area of life that you're wanting clarity, healing, guidance, direction on, that kind of thing. This helps me to extract whatever information is most relevant to you right now, because there's just way too much information for us to possibly go into in one session alone.
yeah, yeah.
So
Wow,
I'm very careful to not just like info dump things on you.
I hear you.
I'm a 3/5 as well, and that fifth
Yeah, I'm
line.
happy to hear it all. To be honest with you, I'm happy to hear everything.
Okay, all right. So I'm
Yeah,
happy to
actually,
share,
I
but
got
let's say let
wires.
me.
I'm just thinking I got wires for my headphones, so it
Okay,
could be more private, the conversation. I'll go
yep.
get them. Just give me a second.
Okay, go right
I
ahead.
just think that's a thought pop in my mind.
Okay,
Let me see if I can find them.
no worries.
Yeah, I got them. Yeah, it's a good idea because I didn't know how to do. It's a new laptop as well. I got it yesterday or the day before or something. So let me see. Hopefully it'll connect. Um, hey, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, so yeah, so with that said, I'm happy to kind of go over some of the basic like mechanics information for sure. Are you aware? I can't remember through some of our chats. Do you know that and are aware that I work with both tropical and true sidereal charts?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
remember you
perfect.
sent me the Sidereal chart. I was looking into it. I was fascinated. And I was like, we're both manifestors because I remember watching the
Hmm.
in Sidereal. I remember looking at the your video you sent me about how it's like a crystal and it's more like not, you get me, it's more
Hmm.
complex to look into it.
Yeah.
It's not just one-sided. And also I remember the metaphor you use as the astronaut suits. Like it's
Hmm.
we're in space and we got these astronaut suits, and then we got the inner being, which is like fascinating to me,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
But I just need to know how to integrate that knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
for
that
sure.
wisdom. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah. So yeah,
into
so
my life, you know. Thank you.
in the original pullings and some of the kind of edits, I was a manifester. Now in the updated version from Ath and Chimenti and what comes out through that, I've become a manifesting generator. But point
Wow.
aside, still have whichever one we want to identify as. I still
Okay,
also am a
okay, okay.
reflector in tropical.
Am I
So
still am I still a manifestor from what you sent
uh-huh.
me, or am
Yes.
I the?
Yeah.
Is it changed? Okay, that's the updated version. Okay,
Yeah, so the true sidereal with the updated
I hear you.
version that I have for you shows a 6-2 emotional manifester.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I got it on my phone. I still got the picture. I
Cool.
look at
Cool.
it sometimes. I'm like fascinated. Yeah.
Yeah. So how I see them both working is on the external, in your normal day-to-day life, in the most 3D aspect of you, your personality, your life, the reflector nature is like 100% always going to be there. So there's always going to be this essence within you of tapping into, reflecting, sensing the energetics of everyone and everything around you, right? Because that's just what reflectors are here to do. We are the canary in the coal mine. We really tap into what is in an alignment, out of alignment, what's living up to potential, what's not, who's conditioned and kind of homogenized and who's different and unique, like that sort of thing. So that's always going to
I
be
hear
there. So
you.
you're always going to have this essence of that calibrator that is moving through all of the energies of the transits that's giving you all of these different tastes and flavors of all of the different types. So within,
Mm.
you
I
know,
guess I'm in the worst place for that as well, innit? I assume I'm in the worst place, the psychiatric unit. I've come in since I was 16. I've done like 3 years now, so I'm taking in all this energy and
Mhm.
like I would assume amplifying it, and it's just making it worse, you know?
Yeah, and so that's really where, as reflectors, we have to, especially because, like, and I will say this, with your radiance, which is what are you familiar with the terminologies that come along with the gene key
Radiance,
system?
that's the 6-1. That's the 6-1, right? 61.
The 61.5, yes. So that is your
Yeah, yeah.
design sun. Okay. Okay. So I just want to make sure that you understood the language that I was going to be
I've
using.
got the book. I've got the book, and it's actually a funny story how it came back to me. But yeah, yeah, I've got the book right up there. I
Okay,
was
perfect.
reading it. You're the one who advised it to me.
Oh, okay, great. Great, great, great. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So I will say that within you having your radiance in 61 and that shadow being the shadow of psychosis and it being
yes,
in a
that's a major coincidence, right?
well, it's not a coincidence, it's your design. It's what you're here to do.
Yeah, I know
Your
it.
life.
I know, yeah, you know what I mean.
But with the fifth line there, we get the fifth line has the projection field, right? So there is the potential for people to be projecting their own psychosis onto you. And with the fifth line,
Mm,
because the fifth line is here to help, this is where you're here to serve. So I would say that it's not actually a coincidence that you have been placed into psych wards. I would say that if anything, I would view that as a learning opportunity, not in terms of
wow,
don't go
that's
in.
deep.
Yeah. Don't go in and
Yeah,
take on the psychosis of everyone around you. Don't take on the projections of people telling you that you're in psychosis and that you deserve to be there and should be there, whatever it is that those stories that they're saying. Understand that that's just information from the external world in terms of how they operate. And I want to say, especially because you have the right angle cross of the Maya. The right angle cross of the Maya is all around understanding this world, this Maya, this false matrix reality, right? So you have people within this false matrix reality who are projecting onto you their own psychosis. It's not to say that you may not be battling with your own psychosis, right? I'm not here to scapegoat us out of
I
our
hear
own
you.
shit.
Mm.
However, so much about the reflector experience is us experiencing and sampling energy and taking it on as our own because we feel it in our body as though it is our own. And it can quite often be indistinguishable between what is ours and what is not, right? Like if you feel it if I feel it in my body, it must be mine, right? But that's not
I
the
hear what you're
case.
saying.
But that's not the case with reflectors. Yes, there's always going to be our own experience and our own journey of learning and working with these energies that we have. There is personal accountability and responsibility for sure. And what we're dealing with as reflectors is we are here to sample, to taste, to understand the energies that we hold. So for you to have your radiance in 61, you're here to understand the impacts, because in the fifth line there, it's keynoted by impact, the impact of psychosis, the impact of inspiration, the impact of sanctity, and the impact that that has in this physical world, in the physical body, and externally to the people in the physical. So the fact that you have the 61 and the 62 in your body, then this is going, okay, what is the physical impact on this vessel of psychosis and intellect, right? And this is really beautifully like when you pair the two, because the programming partners are never separate, they're just two sides of the same coin, right? So we have psychosis in the 61 as the shadow, and then you have intellect for the 62 as the shadow. So this looks to me a whole hell of a lot like people in the external world within the field of psychology and science creating intellect, creating language, trying to create language around something that they don't understand. Right? Because
I think
why
I
do
see
we,
what you mean. I've had that problem when I did loads of magic mushrooms, right?
Mhm,
Like when I was 16, I did loads of magic mushrooms. I'd come back from hospital, I'd do them again and again. And I'm trying to explain, and it's like, I get what you mean by that.
mhm. So
Yeah.
because the whole foundational premise of language is understanding and connection and being
Mm.
able to get that connection and understanding through a shared experience, right? Like we all want to be on the same page, which is why, at least in English, we all look at this and, well, we could say, is this a cup? Is this a mug? Right? Like there is a specific language that we tie to identify this thing. So that way, when we're communicating, we're on the same page. We understand what the other person is saying, and
Mm.
we have this. There is a sense of connection, I guess is the most simplest way I could put it. There's a sense of connection and there's a sense of
I
safety
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
when we're all on the same page with language, right? So I bring this up because me saying that you being in these psych wards can be seen as a gift is you have the opportunity to be around people and to study what is psychosis actually. How are the people who are running these facilities acting? What's the language that they use? How are they labeling people and categorizing people? What's the potential fears here? Okay. And looking at other patients around you who are said to be psychotic. Do I actually think they're psychotic? Can I understand them? Is there potentially any shared language here? Or is there anything to where I'm able to just tap in and see that, oh, they're not actually crazy. They're just simply having an experience that is not easily perceivable and
I've definitely had that.
identifiable by those in the
I've
external
definitely
world
experienced that
who
with
don't
people.
have
Yeah.
that. And it's especially because especially with religion and science are like tied both into these two gene keys, the 61 religion, the 62 science, right? So within the 61, it's also about coming into your own direct connection with God and your realization of yourself as God instead of the shadow, which is the worshiping of a God outside of yourself.
Mm.
And so much of both religion and science take that connection to God that we all inherently are born with and have, just as a being, a creation of that God, they take that and they say, nope, this is who God is. This is what God is. This is the path to God. This is the language of God, right? This is the word of God. So anything that you've got, anything that you're seeing and you're experiencing, unless it's sanctioned by us, unless we tell you that this is the truth, it's not, and you're just crazy. We need to lock you up.
Yeah.
So I say this and bring this up too because a part of my design,
Mm.
being a Sphinx reflector with the gate 2 as my life's work, a big part of my design and my purpose is helping people to see the higher purpose to the
That's
experiences
beautiful.
that they have in their life. And a major part of that is being able to look at the past and understand that everything in our past, everything that we have experienced in life, even the shitty things, and most especially the shitty things, the suffering, the places where we have felt like we are a victim, those are actually all perfectly aligned for us to have certain
Mm.
experiences and to act as essentially like a training ground for us. So there is always a higher purpose. There is always an expression of love, even within the darkest of experiences
Wow.
within our life. So while
I
I
can
don't want,
sometimes see that looking back to when I was in Psych Wards, I can sometimes see it. The only trouble is, it's not necessarily being locked up. The pain is part of the pain, but what's the main pain is the injections that they give me. That's like what hurts me the most, I guess. Like, well, not even guess. I know it's the injections. They
so
make you gain
it's the
weight. They make you like
medicine.
really. They stop your dopamine and yeah, yeah,
What is
and they
the
won't take me off it.
what is the what is the reasoning why they're giving you those injections? Is it like just they're doing it no matter what, or is there
Pretty
something
much.
that's happening that you're doing that then they're like, okay, we need to give you an injection, you're being crazy, blah blah whatever. Like, are they just doing it all the time, regardless of how you're acting?
Well, pretty much. I don't know. I haven't thought about it like that. But since I was 16, I've been speaking about God, and I remember the first thing I said when I got put in the psych ward is like all the religions are like the same, different fingers pointing to the same source. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
saying that after having a mushroom experience, and then like I was just speaking so openly, like it was too open. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I don't know if that's a thing, being too open, but I remember specifically saying like I'm not gonna hurt anyone, but I have self-harm marks, so they usually
Mm-hmm.
see that and categorize you from when I was 16. But I remember saying like I'm not gonna hurt anyone, I'm not gonna do this, and they wouldn't listen to me. They wouldn't listen to what I'm saying, and they would still put their hands on me and pin me down and inject me over and over. And I have trauma from that. Like I'm not even gonna lie, it's scary because it feels like they don't listen, but then yours. I get what you're saying. Like you also need to acknowledge where you're going um, into your shadows and stuff. But I have definitely shouted at them and stuff. So yeah, for not listening, you understand? Like
Yeah, no. I totally understand, and
yeah,
I I have the gate 61 is my core wound. So while I have never been put into a psych ward, I just want to
mm,
say that like I deeply can see and feel and empathize, and I can
yeah,
I can imagine, and that honestly is like my worst fucking nightmare. So
yeah,
apart from knowing that there is a higher purpose to it all, I do just want to say like
yeah. I appreciate you
I'm
saying
fucking
that.
sorry. I'm fucking sorry that you've
Thank
experienced
you. I
this.
appreciate you
Like,
saying there's a higher purpose with it as well. I mean, that gives me hope.
yeah,
Just hearing that from someone who I believe is sane. Like
yeah,
a lot of people are insane. Like,
yes,
and I don't mean in the, um, you know, good way.
yeah.
They're,
No, I mean you're not
like,
alone.
even when we're talking about English, insane can be seen as being inside of sanity because you're
Uh-huh.
insane.
Uh-huh.
You could see it both ways, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
You could call them
And
outsane, you know?
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. Like
like
out of your
language.
mind. Exactly. And that's like that's the fuckery with language too. And like language is a programmer. Um,
Yeah.
have you ever seen, so I can't remember the sources, but I know that there are people who have intentionally put themselves into psych wards and have been, from what I remember, it was essentially like they were truly completely sane. Like they did not actually
I know
have
this one.
any mental illness whatsoever. They
Mm.
got themselves uh, put in there, and then every single thing that they did was pathologized to be
Yes, catch
psychosis.
22. Catch 22. That's what I keep telling them.
Yes, is because
Catch 22.
they are looking
Yes.
for it. They're projecting their own psychosis onto
Thank
you.
God. Someone gets it. Yes.
So
That's what it's like.
I want to fucking see you and recognize you for that because it feels to
Thank
me
you.
like you
That
need a
feels so
fucking
original. Thank
I
you.
was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
I feel like you need a friend to just tell you like you're not
Yeah,
crazy.
thank you.
Those people are
I've
fucking
heard it from
insane.
someone, yeah. They really are. It's some serious I'm in the ward right now, so I don't speak too loud, but it's real psychopathic shit, you know?
Hmm.
Like the doctors, like that's what I experience.
Yeah.
Real psychopaths, you know, like I remember saying to one of them, "We breathe the same air, so how can you have any rights over me? I don't have any rights over you. We breathe the same air." And he said, "You speak to me like that again, I'm removing your leave. So it means I can't even go outside the hospital for walks and stuff." You get me? So it's like, but yeah, I should be leaving this place soon, but I'll be on like yeah, it's just long story, but yeah.
So when you leave, how much freedom do you actually have?
Yeah, they're gonna want to keep me on injections for a year, but I have a plan to get out, so it's not really a problem for me, you know.
Is that do they have any legal rights to keep you in
Yeah, they
whatever
do,
like
they do, they
country you're
do.
in? Like, are you not allowed to
Mhm.
like leave and go to a
Yeah,
different
yeah, but
country?
yeah. Um, I'm working it out with a friend, to be honest. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't want to speak too much on it, but yeah,
Of
thank you
course.
very much
Yeah.
for asking and caring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
I have proper like not psychotic ideas, but real
no.
genuine
Yeah.
plans to sort this out. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Yeah. I was
Okay.
just saying that because I'm used to people thinking I'm fucking off my nut, you
No.
know.
Oh, yeah, no, no, no.
Yeah, no, I'm used to people thinking that. So, because either especially like my parents and I don't know about my parents, but I don't even. I saw my dad today, but it's like weird speaking to them because my dad was doing ayahuasca and mushrooms and stuff. And I remember, I don't, you can believe this or not, but I had like do you know what a chi wheel is? Like a chi wheel? You seen those like telekinesis
Cheese?
videos?
Okay. Yes. Okay, chi.
The
Yeah,
chi
yeah.
wheels. And I was like 2 months after my mushroom experience, I was like, I can't even say I was moving it. It was just a harmonious. I don't know how to word it, but it
Hmm.
was moving. Okay, I had the window shut, so there's no air. I had a mask on, and it was moving. Okay, and I was like, Have you seen the movie Matilda? I
Uh-huh.
hope you've seen it, Matilda.
Yes.
I'm screaming, I'm Matilda, I'm Matilda. And my dad's taken that out of context, obviously. And, but you know, I managed to catch a little bit on video, but I deleted it a while back because everyone kept doubting it, and I was like, started doubting it myself. But it's just an idea, like it could be true, could not be. But I remember having moved that little tinfoil thing on a toothpick. But yeah,
Hmm. Okay, good. So yeah, so I just I want to bring that up to you because of course, as like a mother and somebody who's deeply about like protecting people,
and
like
that's your two as well, Gene Key. It's the
yeah,
motherly energy, isn't it? It's the feminine. It's beautiful. It
yeah.
really is. That's like one of my favorite Gene Keys, actually.
Mine too. I just want to say that to empower you
Yeah, I feel
to
it in my
take
heart. Genuinely.
to take whatever fucking level of power and authority and control that you can, and like be fucking cunning and conniving and like secretive, like
That's what's happening. Yeah, yeah,
okay, good. Good.
yeah.
Because like
That's
what
what's happening.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like what I want to say is that like I hope that you can sit with the reality that the people around you who are forcing you to be there are actually the ones that are fucking crazy. And
Yeah, I know that. I already know.
that,
You know what? I am so fucking appreciative. I managed to get to speak to you, and I'm like just hearing that. Like, I've got someone else who I've been speaking to who I actually met in Glastonbury, and that's the friend who I've been speaking with, and yeah, I just that's the one I have the plan with, and it's I believe it's all gonna work out, because I'm leaving soon and we already got it sorted. So
okay.
I'm just you saying that is just like it's so great. I'm so grateful. Like it's just such a settling in my being. That's all
Yeah.
I can say.
Yeah. No, I can imagine.
Because
Yeah.
it's like since I was 16, like constantly, it's like gaslighting and scapegoating and all sorts. I remember saying, "I am not going to hurt anyone here," and they would say, "You're a threat to yourself or others," and they would then attack me.
Hmm.
10 people pin me down in the crucifix position and put me in. Oh my God! Like,
Have you have you ever considered, and I know you have to be careful, obviously, while you are there.
mm.
Um, but have you ever considered writing about your experience, or have you thus far?
I actually I actually made music on it and I'd put it on the headphones of the nurses and soon I was gone. Like that happened about when I was around 19.
Mm.
I'm 20 now, so I was in a section when I was then and I'd just play my music and I'd listen to it and make them listen to it. So that was my way of expressing myself. But yeah,
And
I got this laptop now so I could yeah.
how was
It
that?
was it was like about the
I'm
experiences.
yeah, I'm curious, how was that taken by them?
They I can't remember, but I just know I was out there soon. I was out there soon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like after, yeah.
So so what I would say is, and please use your intuition through all of it. However,
Thank you. Yeah.
if if I was in your shoes, I would not be trying to convince them of
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I've stopped that.
Because that this is where you actually have to accept like it's truly their psychosis, because
Yeah.
it's like
Oh,
again with that like
it's so
pathologizing,
complicated.
like no
And
matter.
being a reflector, it's like,
Mhm.
how do you get through that to someone? Like
You don't.
virtually impossible. Yeah.
You don't unless they want to see it, right? And it's
Okay.
also it's we have to understand too that like, we are energetic mirrors. We're not literal mirrors. Like literal
Ah,
mirrors have the benefit of having a shared language and a shared understanding where people see a mirror and they no longer get spooked, right? They don't
okay.
they know
I
that it's
thought it
them.
translated into the physical as well. So that's not true. It's only energetic.
It's energetics. So yeah, when somebody
Okay.
walks in front of you, it's not like a literal mirror or a camera where
Oh,
they
okay.
see themselves. They are
Yeah.
seeing somebody who they believe to be a completely separate individual from themselves. They don't have the value of seeing a physical mirror that they know is a mirror that they then know, well, when I step in front of it, that's not a different person, that's me, right? They don't have that experience with us. And because we are 1% of the population, it's also not something that they easily and readily experience, right? Because 99% of people who they interact with are
Yeah.
separate individual beings that are their own person.
This is so complicated to understand, but I kind of get you. It reminds me of have you heard of something called a crystal child?
Yeah.
It's like they take in the aura of those around them. That's what it reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. So we're essentially we're like
And
barometers.
they yeah.
We are reading, we are sensing. It's just like a sponge when it's squeezed and it's set into
Mm,
water, it soaks it up, right? It pulls it into itself. And yeah, so they are not aware. There is not yet a shared understanding and language around what the reflector human aura type is and what it does. And so people see
wow.
that as a threat and they misunderstand what is happening and they believe us to be a regular person just like everybody else. So there is not that inherent understanding of, oh, this person happens to have this unique design that is designed to be similar to a physical mirror where they take in stuff and amplify it and I get to see it and feel it. They don't
Mm,
have that. So that plus just like regular human condition, understand that like that people who are doing all of these things to you, who are projecting
mm.
onto you, telling you that you're crazy, they believe that they're doing what's best.
Yeah, I've been told that many times. And I think I might have been just very like think of my mind and think of it going like this.
Oh,
It was kind of like that. That's the feeling I had. Like looking back, like that's how you can explain it. I was just like that,
hmm.
and bringing it through. And it was like, I can't explain it. That's the
So
best I can explain.
yeah, no, no, I totally
But I don't
understand.
think it was psychosis. I just think it was like having
No.
so much gratitude for life. They call it elation. They say, if
Mhm.
you don't take this, you'll be elated. And they'll say, if you'll think you won the lottery when you haven't won the lottery. But really, it's just my gratitude for life. And it's like, I can see your face. It's like, you're like, yeah, elation. There's something wrong with being elated. Like, no way. But that's what they say. They say you'd be elated. That's the word. Yeah, I know. I know, I know, I know. It's so stupid. I was just so happy. I was sleeping on the streets and I was happy as daylight. I was like so grateful. I was like, this is a whole new experience. Like when I was a nomad, I was just so happy. I was just going on the trains in London and I was just so happy. I was eating one meal a day. I wasn't doing like, I was just in the world of my own. I lost so much weight but now they got me on the drugs again. I'm getting it back and it's like embarrassing. And it's like, I don't know. And it's also the feeling. It's just causes a lot of agony. So I need to take other ones, other pills to like make your body relax and calm down. Otherwise, you'll just be like
Hmm.
weird. It's hard to explain. It seems
So
very foreign, like the feeling
no,
when
yeah,
you're
no,
on the.
yeah,
It's not
no,
something you would feel when you're not on them,
no,
like
of course,
normally.
yeah, no,
Yeah, it's not.
they are causing the psychosis by their actions and by the medicine.
Yes, and I hate the fact that it's not holistic and not naturally as well. It's just I don't even know what it is, what it's
Hmm.
made of,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
it's yeah, it goes into just kind of everything that's fucked up and wrong with our world and the
Yeah,
psychosis
yeah,
of our
yeah.
world. So I guess I want to ask you, what's the biggest thing that you struggle with?
Probably laziness, to be honest, but I don't think I'm a lazy person because I used to kickbox and judo and run half marathons when I was 15, I was running half marathons and I was like doing all these martial arts, but I think I left my mother's house and I went to my dad's and COVID happened and I think it's just laziness I struggle with, but I don't think I'm truly lazy. I don't know. I don't know. I think the drugs on top of that they make you sedated.
Yes.
So I think that's my problem, but I don't really have a problem with that. And so I don't know. I don't know. Being not having my freedom taken away, probably taken away. If you're free inside, I believe it will reflect. But I don't know. Hopefully soon. I see things coming into place. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll just say that like there's a really powerful fucking story that you're living out right now. that
Wow.
100% needs to be told to the world.
Wow, I was actually told that by someone in Glastonbury. I was picked up and they said they wanted to have me on video. But what what I was gonna say is the drugs they had me on it for like a year. And have you seen, I hope you've seen this movie. Have you seen Kill Bill?
Mm-hmm.
You know when she's lying in the bed paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was like in
Mm-hmm.
mind with the place I was living in when I was messaged you first, a while back. All I could do was I didn't even leave the place for like 6 months. I wouldn't even go outside, only to get like some shopping for eating, and that's it. And I was like lying there, like Kill Bill from that scene when she was
Mm-hmm.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lying, and I believe it's from the drugs. They just had me in this paralyzed state, and
Yeah.
the pinning down had me just like in this total. I don't know what the closest word is, like an MK Ultra state. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to explain it. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Um, like a mind fuck, you know. And eventually I started walking. Eventually I went to the mountains and I fasted for 6 days and I built myself up. And then I left everything. I became a nomad traveler, and they got me again back to Cardiff. And yeah, now I'm just gonna get out again, and I believe I can recover faster because I know I can recover because I've done it once again.
Yeah.
Like I was dropping to my natural weight again,
Mm-hmm.
because these drugs they say it, they make you gain weight, and it's just I find it humiliating,
Yeah.
because I don't know why, but I just do. I maybe I'm being superficial, but I don't know.
No, I think that
It's
it's
just embarrassing. Like you gain so much. Like it's
yeah.
ridiculous. Like since being here, I've gained like probably over 15 kilos. But before, I gained like about 40 kilos. I don't know if you know what kilos are,
I
but
don't, but I can imagine that it's a lot.
yeah, so it's a lot. Yeah, it's like I think 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds.
Okay, yeah.
So it was like a lot. And since when I was young, I was just like bullied for it. And then I lost all the weight, and then I was called anorexic. And then I was like called the other. And it's like, I don't know, people are just, I don't know. That would be my main problem. And then I don't know. I think discipline, but that's, I looked into the gene keys, and that's the 35th one, is it? 35? The evolution, I
Mm,
think. The grafter.
I can't think of anyone that's disciplined specifically.
I mean, I don't know. The my evolution in my gene keys is
Oh,
and the
it's
42
it's
is
it's
about being
failure.
and the 42 is about being flaky as well, isn't it? I've heard the shadow, the 40 for the 42.
I think that's a different one. But so the
Oh, okay.
42 is the shadow of expectation, gift of detachment, city of
Yeah.
celebration. It's all around endings, growth, death, stuff like that, cycles of growth.
I,
Um,
I read I read it in the book, and it said something like these people when they're in their expressive or repressive nature, they're like flaky or something. I meant like by that
yeah,
part.
I don't
I
think
think it was that one.
I don't
Is it
think
not that one?
I don't think
My
40.
apologies
No,
if
no,
I'm
no, you're
wrong.
no, you're totally okay. It's okay. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
it's very deep. It's a
yeah.
deep book, and I really respect how much you're into human design and gene keys.
Oh,
Like
yeah, the
it's such a
reactive nature is flaky. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so because yeah, it says the reactive nature is
Yeah,
flaky
not
because
committing.
well, it says that these people try to avoid disappointment by not really making any form of commitment in the first place. They move from one
Oh
thing to
wow.
another without allowing life's natural cycles to complete themselves.
Mm.
So I understand. I
And the knock
understand this.
self being a reflector, being disappointment as well.
Yeah, but
Wow.
you know what? I just wanted to say to you that okay, yes, again, like what I said in the beginning, like you have your own personal journey to go on
Thank you.
with your work. Yes. And
Oh, I have one question as well. Do you want to finish or?
Yeah, literally, I would say, just let me
Okay.
finish the statement, and then you're free to go ask. I just want to say that yes, you have your own things to go on. However, the situation in which you find yourself in is not a natural or normal one. It is not
Oh,
a
wow. Thank you.
situation in which somebody has what they need in order to thrive, in order to do personal work.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
coming
yeah,
up
yeah.
against a lot of fucking force and inertia and control by external people, and a lot of things being projected upon to you that you're likely trying to work through and process that are not yours to work through and process.
Yeah, yeah. That was part of my question actually, and you kind of answered it
Okay.
already. My question was about being the 3-5. I
Uh-huh.
thought it's about being the martyr, so bumping around, making
Mm.
mistakes. And I thought that and you move into your fifth line when you're like, I think mine's when I'm like 28 or something. So I was thinking, am I gonna be going through all this pain until then, like being in these psych wards and being in these, do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's like, but you
So
answered it yourself, it's not natural.
it's not natural. So
Yeah,
I
it
will.
doesn't.
So
It feels absolutely. It feels very demonic. That's the only word I can put on it.
oh, for fuck sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
So it's so what I will say though is it's interesting because the 42 is around growth and growth cycles, and it specifically ties to 7-year cycles. And so when did you start being like when did this journey start for you? You said it was at 16?
16. Yeah.
Okay. So I will say, and this is not me making any fucking prediction. However,
Go
if
for it. Go for it.
if the 42 really does
Yeah,
move in
21.
7 year
I'm
cycles,
21. I'm 21 in April 13th. Just to let you know.
okay. So what I would caution to say is there is a chance that you've got what, 2 more years if you're about to be 21.
21 in April
Yes.
13. Yeah.
Yes. So you potentially, if this is
Okay.
a cycle that is meant to help you grow and to learn something specific, an experience that you are supposed to have in order to get you to the place that you need to be, there is the potential that you may continue to experience this for another 2 years.
Okay.
Maybe.
Thank you. Okay.
What I would say though is as best you can,
Hmm.
continue to take whatever actions you can to uphold your own sense of sovereignty and freedom, because that is just
Of
a
course.
basic fucking human right that we all deserve. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's been just mind fucked with me. I was in a place where like I have none,
Yeah.
and it's just like
But
I would be like, yeah,
I will just say that what you are going through is mirrored in so many places within this world and within society. And so, what you have the opportunity to do with the gift of detachment from the 42 is to detach yourself from the fuckery of what is going on and to understand that if I am here, there is a reason why I'm here. However, that reason is not because I'm actually fucking crazy and deserve to be here or did anything bad or did anything wrong. That's not the case. Life is putting me here as an expression of love because love is all there is. That's the truth. That is the only thing that exists.
uh,
Everything else is a false fucking God.
I had the
Everything
same
else.
realization. Yes,
Okay, so if that is your truth and your knowing, then I would do everything in your power to every single day, as often as you can and as often as you need to anchor yourself in that knowing, in what is not happening to me, it is happening for me, slash other people, because you're a fifth line who is here to help. The only way for you to be able to help and to understand, to have the knowing of God that you need in order to actually provide a solution and a service to alleviate people or the world or society out of their own fucking psychosis is by you firsthand experiencing it and getting very fucking
yeah,
intimate with it to know it like you would know a lover, right? Like you know your own
yes,
body. Okay. So if that's the truth, then look at it, like really look around and go, this is a fucking illusion. This is an illusion. This is an illusion. I am here in this meat suit to experience
Yeah.
something very specific to aid in the learning and the evolution of my soul and God, the source of everything that there is. I was put here as an
Wow.
expression of love. I was not put here just to suffer because God would not want me to suffer. My soul would not place me here just to suffer. I am innocent. So if
Wow. Wow.
so
Wow. 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 Wow.
so if you can anchor into that innocence every single
Yeah.
fucking day, remind yourself that this is an illusion, that you are not trapped here forever. You will get out of it, that there is a rhyme and a reason, and it is not for you to just suffer
Mm.
and go, okay, where let me play my part and be responsibilities in the way that I need to be responsible and say, okay, what is here for me to learn? What is here for me to understand? What is here for me to experience firsthand so that way I have this understanding and I have this empathy that is going to be fuel for me once I do find myself out of this cycle and I can move
Mm.
forward. Because you're getting information that is helping you to understand how to navigate this world. Because we are living
Yes.
in a
Deep
very
information.
fucking psychosis world. We are living in a world where the vast majority of people believe in the illusion that they're living in. They do what they're told, they do not question, they don't have a mind of their own. So, if you know that, yes, there's deep fucking grief and potential fear and everything, right, that can come along with that. But once you face the fear, you then find clarity and truth. And when you have faced the fear, which you are doing every day by living your experience, but the more and more you face it with that, I am a fucking warrior, I cannot be destroyed, I am one with God, I know myself, I
Yes.
know my innocence, I know truth. When you can anchor yourself into that, and you can stop trying to fight with the external world to prove your innocence, to prove
Ah,
that you know and
okay.
that you're not
I get you.
a
I get you.
threat,
Yeah.
then you come back into that right relationship with yourself and with God, and you'll find and have the clarity of understanding and the peace and the protection that you need in order to be able to move through this experience in a way that keeps you safe as best as you can and keeps you sane and keeps you on the path, right? So that way you don't get distracted. This is not about, I have to achieve all these fucking things. No, you've been placed in a fucking psych ward with people controlling you. There is nothing about you achieving anything in any sense
Wow.
of fucking normalcy. You're
Thank you
not
for
living
like,
in a normal world.
yeah, yeah.
You're living in an obscured world.
Yeah, I was thinking of asking you the question before as well when you was asking about like what problems I had, and I was thinking about achievement as well, like trying to achieve things, you know,
The only thing that I would be
doing
seeking
my
to
best.
achieve
Mm.
is to hold on to your sanity, to hold on to your innocence, to hold on to your hope, to hold on to your vision, and to hold on to the passion of taking this fucking suffering experience and turning it into deep purpose and service. That's it. There is nothing about your life that you should be trying to compare and contrast to any other normal fucking human because you're not in a normal situation.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I wouldn't have even thought that.
You're
I
welcome.
wouldn't even thought this because I've been submerged in it, if you get me.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so this is where like, okay, if I have empathy and compassion, like for whatever is appropriate for you, care for yourself first, fill your own cup first, but like, what sense of love and belonging might you be able and understanding might you be able to give to the other patients in there with you?
Absolutely. That's what I was when I was like 18 when I got sectioned, and even 17, 16. I remember when I was like 17, I came into a hospital in this place called Stafford in England, and I was like kicking the sofa, and I was like, wait until they find out the real doctor in this place and who really wants to help these people. I was saying that. And I remember when I was 18, I had this big blue hoodie. I was like, love your damn self on the back. And I was just like trying to, up the
Hmm.
vibes, you get me, and doing
Yeah,
my best. So yeah, absolutely. I hear what you're saying.
yeah. Yeah, and I would say do that, but
Yeah.
also take into account and start to really use to your benefit what you know about the people who are keeping you hostage and how they think and how they act and what they perceive as being crazy, right? Because you don't want to give them more
Yeah.
reason.
I've chilled out a lot now, and I've realized that, yeah.
Yeah, because like you don't want to
Thank
give them
you.
you don't want to give them more fucking reason to keep you there.
You
You
have
know
a
what I
deep
mean?
understanding. It seems like you've been here. Like it's like you know the situation so well. It's like mind blowing, actually. Like I don't know.
Well,
Have you been like astral traveling over here or
no, but
something?
no, but I've seen
I'm
enough.
just joking.
No, I know. But I've seen enough
Very
movie.
deep. Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you had froze. So I've seen enough movies about it, but I also have a reflector friend who's also a 3-5 who's also spent time in a psych ward as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So so
Synchronicity,
I
right?
so yeah, so I understand from his experience, from his
Mm.
stories, like what that's like, slash again, just having the understanding of like the literally just being able to see the fuckery that's there. And then of course, yeah, hearing about stories.
It seems people don't have it.
No, and you know what? It's like it's not even just there. Like it's also in the traditional medical system with women and birthing, and they'll do the same shit with women and they fucking control women. And like I literally saw a video the other day, a story about this was a black woman in Georgia who was at the hospital, was trying to have her baby, and they were trying to force her to have a C-section. She didn't want to, she didn't need to, and they ended up calling an emergency hearing with a judge, and the judge forced her to have a C-section.
That's in America?
Hmm.
That's crazy.
And it happens every single fucking day. So I
Mm.
say
And
this
there's also that for males when they're born, the what's it called when
circumcision.
they yeah,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
but I get you.
it's
It is very messy and crazy here on
yeah, no, and
the planet.
I say that and I bring that up to just showcase again the fifth line is also connected to society, right? So with you having the psychosis in the fifth line, you're living within and
Mm.
seeing the psychosis of this physical world that we live in and the society and the systems that are supposed to be offering help and solutions, but have instead turned into mechanisms for greed and control and abuse.
Mm. Absolutely. Yeah,
So
that's how it works. Yeah.
yeah, so I say that to give you some solace to know that like it's not just you, it's not just this psychiatric sector, like it's the fucking world. And
Mm.
while that could potentially bring more fear and frustration, if we just accept it and go, this is the world that we live in. However, there are a lot of people, like there's people like me who exist in this world who are awakened to the
I know.
truth,
I was just
who
thinking of that. Yeah,
who don't look
I was
at you
just
and
thinking
think
of
you're
that.
crazy, and who want to help and who are a part of creating the
True, you're a
revolution
true
and
human being.
rebirth,
You're a true person,
a pure
and I
soul.
appreciate it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's like music to my ears, literally.
Yeah. So I say that to give you a sense of hope,
It
to
is.
be able to carry through with you, which is it's cute. Your motivation in True Sidereal is hope.
What is motivation?
So it's a
Okay,
it's a
I
part
didn't really I
it's a part
thought it
of the
was
variables.
perspective. And, okay.
Yeah, so your motivation is
Oh,
what
that's so
is
cool.
is what is tied to your sun and earth gate,
Okay.
and it's how you go about making decisions. And so yours is hope. And so for you, it's really fucking important that you stay anchored into hope.
Mm. Plus, my name's Daniel, so it's like if you know about the story of Daniel with the lions,
I
and
don't.
like
Tell me.
in the Christian book, Daniel was thrown into the lion's den because he wouldn't bow to the king, and yeah, he tamed the lions and then he got out alive. So
Yeah.
he had
There.
to have that hope,
th-
obviously.
okay, so take that story and apply it to
Yeah,
you. You are that Daniel.
I
You are
do.
in the
I
lion's
do.
den. You have the capacity to tame these lions,
Yeah,
right? It's
it's
the
difficult
thing.
work.
It is like, yeah, let's make no
Very
fucking
difficult.
yes.
Yes.
But you know what? The very fact that you have been
Yeah.
put in this incredibly fucking insane and difficult situation means that your soul is strong
Mm.
enough to get through it.
Wow. Experiences are just adding to the aura. Just
Do
gotta see
what?
it in that way, innit? Adding to the aura.
Adding to the aura. Yes. Yeah. I mean, your evolution. So your true sidereal life's work is the gate 22, which is dishonor, graciousness, and grace. And but your evolution is 47, which is oppression, transmutation, and transfiguration. So you are literally
Which one did you
here.
say is 47? Which one is
Oppression, it's your
47?
evolution.
No, Evolution. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yes. So that goes along with your gate 32, which is the shadow of failure, gift of preservation and veneration. Um,
Okay.
so you have this capacity. Like, I think what you're really working towards is somebody who sees the failure within the system of oppression to be able to see whom the oppressed are and what the experience of the oppressed are, and how, as a society, we fail to help them. Slash, how, as a society,
Wow.
we actually create
That's deep
the
stuff.
very same oppression that they're experiencing.
Mm.
Right. And the oppression that 47, the transmutation, the transfiguration, is also it's like the phoenix energy. Right. So you have the capacity to take the raw fucking murky shit that you're experiencing right now and to transmute it to be reborn into something else, into something higher. And it's in a sixth line, which is keynoted by education and surrender. So there's an aspect of needing to surrender to the journey because it's educating you. It's giving you an experiences that you need in order to evolve you into the role model and the teacher that you're here to be, in order to help understand what solutions we actually need, because your motivation in tropical is need. So what is needed here? Right? So when you think about like the psych ward, or you think about anything that you experience, like what is actually needed? What is missing?
Mm.
How would you do things differently? What do you think would help? Because you're on the receiving end of
Mm.
what's supposed to be help.
Yeah.
So you know whether or not it's actually helping you or whether it's actually hindering you and keeping you in a state of victimhood.
I actually remember so many times trying to tell them what is needed and just through one ear out the other. Not even doesn't even go through actually.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, because they're
yeah.
not, because those people are not in a place to listen to you because they've
It's
automatically
different
booked.
people to tell, yeah.
Yeah. So this is where like again, kind of, and I pulled some cards before, and the I forget exactly what the card was, but it's about cunning. And cunning is essentially wisdom, knowledge, sight, and like can be seen as manipulation, right? So, but with you, if you have this wisdom, you have this knowledge, you have this insight, both of like the truth of reality, along with the illusion and the psychosis of people around you, then you have the ability to take the knowledge from both of those worlds, from both of those experiences, and access that cunning, which could be manipulation, to manipulate and to weave and move throughout this world. Does that make sense?
I think I get you.
Meaning that you have seen inside of the lion, you've been inside the lion's den. You've
Yeah.
been around the
Yeah,
lions
definitely.
long enough to know what motivates them, what triggers them, what sedates them, right? And so the more you can like look at these people, not only the patients,
Oh,
but the people in charge, and look at them and find clarity on their motive and what is going on within them, then you
mhm.
understand how to navigate the lions, the
Yeah.
navigate the threat.
That's where the cunning part comes in, you
Exactly.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
The cunning comes in because you're able to see and understand more than what they are able to see and understand. So you use that to your advantage while you're inside of the lion's den and
Oh,
around the threat, and do what you need to do to keep yourself safe and to also come into that empathetic understanding of where they're at. Because so this goes into a conversation that I started to have around good versus evil. And this was started through a podcast conversation with Aubrey Marcus and Dr. John DeMartini. And Dr. John DeMartini was essentially trying to say that there is a silver lining, there is good in every bad thing that happens to us. And he's not concerned with blaming or labeling victim, abuser, right or wrong. He is interested in why something happens. That gate 61 is why. It's all about the why.
cause.
It's that
Is that
core
what you mean? The
truth,
cause?
the cause of it. Yes, right? So
Yeah.
in this case, in this instance, not only do you have the opportunity to understand yourself and why you were placed there, and to understand the other people who are just like you being placed there against their will, who are labeled and slapped with the psychosis identity, you have the capacity as a
Mhm.
reflector and has somebody who has this level of empathy and foresight to be able to
Thank you.
also go to understand why the people who are enslaving you and abusing you are doing it. Because in order to provide a solution to the problem, you have to be able to understand the whole fucking problem. And the whole problem is not just the victim, it's also problems with the abusers. Because we need to understand, well, what is their
Within our
motive? What is their motive? What are their values? What are they getting out of doing this? Why are they doing it? When you understand that, then you now have the complete picture. You have both sides of the equation. And when it comes time for you to be able to offer a solution or provide understanding, you will now be able to understand and see and relay the information of all of it.
That's so deep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's very deep. But yeah, for the future, I
So,
get what you're saying.
yes, yeah, I know. So, and that's, but that's where you can hold on to that hope, is like, okay, if I
Mm.
know that all of this fucked up shit is happening to
It's
me,
so hard seeing it from their perspective though, because it's like just so.
oh, I get
Sometimes
it.
I have problems. I want to get in there, and they can tell. They're like, "Oh, you don't like the." Even the doctor came in. He was like, "I know you don't like me," like the other day because yeah,
Yeah. So this is where
and
you
we kept it
you
short and sweet, a few minutes, and we're out.
so this is where you have the capacity to, like, if you're somebody who really likes to understand things and you're somebody who really wants to be in connection with God and like the truth of who you are, of who we all are, of what this
Yes,
world is,
absolutely.
if that is something that you deeply value and like coming to know God and be in relationship to God is something that you deeply
Yeah.
value, then you need to look at them and understand that they are God too,
Mm.
and that there is a reason why they're doing what they're doing. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't mean that
Hmm.
you have to excuse it,
Thank you for acknowledging that.
and
Yeah.
that you're not planning to do something about it, but you just get to the place where you understand that one, anybody who is abusing, anybody who is in a state of what we would label as evil, is somebody who has gotten so far away from the light, so far away from love, that they have forgotten who they truly are. Just like when they give you the drugs and you go into that state and you easily forget who you are, they are trying to put you into the same state that they are in.
Oh.
And this is because God, which is love, is trying to come
Yeah.
into harmony with
Yeah.
itself. It's trying to
Mm.
remember and get intimate and rejoin with itself. And so, if you have a version of God that has forgotten itself, that is suffering, then in order for it to not feel alone, to reunify, because it doesn't have the capacity to get itself out of its own suffering and remember love, it's forgotten it. The only way that it knows how is the unconscious drive to create unity between you and it through bringing you into the same state that it is in. Just like when they are doing something to you, you want them to feel your suffering. You want them to understand the
Yeah,
impacts
that is
that
true.
they're having on you. You're like, see me, feel me, look at me. I'm a fucking human. This is what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing to
yeah.
me. Okay. You
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that for you is conscious. For them, it is unconscious.
Mm.
They're trying to do the same thing. It's just been distorted. Their understanding, their awareness, they have forgotten, and the light within them, the purity within them has been compromised and it has been distorted. But because that seed of God and unconscious, unconditional love lives within us all, it cannot be created nor destroyed, right? Like we know energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It does what it has to do. It's still that
Wow,
driving
wow, yeah.
factor to reunify itself. So it's going to seek to reunify itself through the state that it's in. It's just like when they
You have
say,
such deep wisdom and knowledge. Like,
thank
it's
you.
just like, where is this coming from?
From my life, from my studies,
Wow, like,
from God. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's,
like
yeah, yeah,
have you
yeah.
ever heard people say like, or the understanding that oftentimes someone who is trying to save a drowning person, the person who's drowning ends up drowning them
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they're
That
in
makes sense. That
fear,
makes sense.
because they're in fear,
Oh, I
right?
get it because they're trying to pull, so I get you.
Yeah, and so it's like I don't
They
want to
pull on the
die.
hand that's,
I don't want to
mm,
die alone. or I'm so afraid that I'm just trying to survive. So these people whom are evil, who are bad, who are doing all these fucked up things, in their own obscured way, they're just trying to survive.
Mm.
They just don't have the same connection to God and understanding and love that you have. So they're trying to bring you there. But it's out of a place of love. It's just
No,
obscured
for
love.
you to say I have a connection to God means like a lot. You don't know
Mm,
how much that word means. Like that just sentence means to me from you.
of course you
Thank you
do.
so much just for saying that. Wow, I do my best. That's all I can say, you know.
Yeah. And it's not even so much.
Wow.
And this is where people get thrown into fucking psych wards when they say, I am God. Well, you are.
I said that when I was yeah, I yeah.
You
But
are.
it's more to it, you know. It's more
Yes, it's
yeah.
it's more nuanced than that. It's not you
Yeah.
saying, I am the
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
all
I
that
am.
is. No, it's saying, I'm God. So are
Yeah,
you. So are 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 you. So is this book. So is this
I hear you.
table. But they
We're part
like
of it.
for thousands of years, we've had, especially Christianity and Catholicism, religion, come through and sever everyone's connection to God. They have said, no, no, no.
Mm.
This is where you come to find God. We are the ones ordained to speak with God. Nobody else is. So you are living in a product of history and people doing that, of people stripping us away of our dignity, of stripping us away of our basic human rights, of our needs, of our connection to God, our connection to this earth. That's
Yeah.
the psychosis. That's the reason for it all. So we also get to then look at the people who are abusing you on a day-to-day basis and go, yes, I would like you to stop. This is not okay. And let me also empathetically understand that you are a product of generations and generations and generations of people breeding you and telling you that this is what's right and this is what is love because they believe that they're loving you.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy
It's
to try
fucking
and see it in that
crazy.
way. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's obscured. It's a fear-based love. It's not true love. It is not unconditional love. It is a
Mm.
fear-based survival expression.
So it's still I get it. I get it. I think yeah.
So that's what we mean by like they're doing what they believe to be good based off of what other people told them was good or right or true. They're not thinking for themselves. They don't
But
have a
what I was thinking is they were only doing it for themselves. Everything they do to me, they're only doing it for themselves, for their money, for their ego, for their pride, for their this, for their that. But I'm trying to hear your perspective also and take it in, you know?
it's both. Like let's be real to say
Yeah.
on the surface it is that. However, why are they doing that? They're doing that because there is fear of death within them.
Mm.
Your gate 42, which is your life's work, is connected to the fear of death, endings.
Yeah, I
Like,
remember when I was 11 in Greece, I would look at the stars and I'd think about death and I'd think about like it was my deepest question. And so yeah, I definitely resonate with that.
yeah. And so you're getting a very broad teaching and understanding around what is death and what does death look like in all these different ways. Because death can look like the situation that you're in right now, where somebody is trying to kill your fucking spirit and your autonomy on a day-to-day basis. Death looks
Mm.
like every single thing that we do that does not create more love. Anything that suppresses love is death or is an attempt
Wow.
at death. It's
Wow,
an
wow,
it's an
wow, wow.
and it's an attempt at
Yes.
death because death is not real, right? There's only transmutation and transfiguration. There is only
Mm.
energy changing form. There is no actual death of energy. But because religion has said, hey, if you don't do what we say and you don't believe what we believe, you're going to go to hell and you're going to burn there for all of eternity. So there is a fear of death instilled. They do not see fear as liberation or just a transmutation of energy. They see fear as unending suffering. But the truth that we know is when you die, you go back to love. You go back into
Yes.
God. So if God is unconditional love, then what's the devil? What is hell? Hell is the opposite. Hell is never being freed from your suffering and from your forgetting of who you are. It's never being able
Wow.
to go home.
I agree with that so deeply. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's an amazing explanation.
So if you have people who are literally holding you against your will and not allowing you to go home and not allowing you to freely experience this world and God, they're simply creating the same dynamics that they are living within and that they are afraid of. You froze. Can you hear me?
Hey, I think
You're
it's the connect.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been spotty this whole time. But yeah, okay. So they are afraid of death because they have an obscured awareness that says that there's a high chance that death either equals nothingness and that life therefore is purposelessness, or that death would potentially equate to never ending suffering, meaning they would never be able to return to God or return to love. So they are going to do whatever it is that they can to keep away that, but the very things that we suppress just get expressed externally. So, like as within, so without, as above, so
Mhm.
below, the conditions in which they are creating, that they are subjecting you to, is a projection of their own internal world and their own views of life and their own fears. Just like you are also experiencing that same thing as well. So, okay, well, where do I fear? Where do I run away from limitation and confinement and rules and regulations and psychosis and like anywhere? Like I would say that the inner work to for you to do, if you know there's any, is to just as best as you can without like gaslighting yourself and taking on shit that's absolutely not yours, like
Mhm.
just softly and innocently ask, like, okay, where do I have fears that I haven't been willing to face? Because
Yeah.
the moment you are willing to face those fears and the moment you are willing to look at them and go, okay, what are they doing? Is there anywhere in my life and or to myself, to others, whatever it is that I do that same thing as well? You're basically wanting to excavate all the points of your own internal world and external world where you don't perceive love or act in love or
Mhm.
be in love, because that's how you come into right relationship with God
Yes.
and
I agree with
yourself.
that.
And like the Gene Key 36, which you have as your IQ in your true sidereal chart, this talks about like, so it's the shadow of turbulence. It really talks about like, because these people go to such dark depths within themselves that when they walk into the world, there is no place, like once you heal that, you kind of come out of that, right? That there's no place that you can go that's ever going to make you afraid again. Like you become the fucking light that is willing to go down into the depths to create that illumination, just like it is said that Jesus died so he could bury a pathway through the underworld to allow the souls after him to be able to find a way out.
Wow.
So think about yourself, like not in the psychosis term, but in like just archetype, in terms of an
Yes.
archetype, you are the archetype of Jesus in the essence that you are coming down into some of the darkest, fucking densest places of society and carrying the torch of light and love and God with you to be able to help free other people as well.
That's so deep. Yeah. That's crazy. Thank you. You have like everything you say is just beyond wise. Like it's just I don't know what to say.
Okay.
I apologize if I go quiet sometimes.
No,
It's just I think I'm gonna go put my computer on charge.
it's okay. I think moments of silence are appropriate
Thank you.
given everything that you're going through.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I don't even think you're seeing my true self because I'm on these a lot of
Yeah.
medications. So it's yeah, I remember speaking to someone, they were like you're not yourself, like you're on these they could tell it was something just you don't seem you. I was speaking and like interrupting and like just crazy. And I apologize, but and when I interrupt as well, it's
Okay.
just like you have impulse control issues when you're on these medications as well. So it's like I start binge eating and like they say you start gambling and just from these drugs. It's called aripiprazole, and it's like I kind of blame everything on that to be honest, because but I don't want to play the blame game either, you know. But um,
So something,
everything you say really like hitting home. It's like not even speaking to my mind. It's just speaking to my soul. Like it's like you see me so accurately. It's like wow, like I haven't been seen like that before. You know, it's very same. I say same.
so I have something that I would like to
I'm literally like
sh
tearing up a little bit
That's
actually.
okay.
Yeah,
How
and
so two things. First, a question. How often do you get like emotional? How often do you allow yourself to like really process your emotions and like just your experience with everything?
I do my best to feel my emotions. When I'm off the drugs, I like to feel everything. I like to feel everything. If I feel sad, I listen to sad music. I just hold my hair and listen to it. But on these drugs, it makes it so hard to feel your emotions. That's why I'm trying to get off them, so I can actually heal what needs to be healed. If there's something that needs to be healed, if you get what I'm saying.
What kind of oh okay, sorry, another one. What kind of awareness? So okay, so when they give you the drugs and you're in this
Yeah.
state, and you can't really feel your emotions. What are you feeling? What is it like to be inside of your body
Hmm.
when you're on these drugs?
It feels like a fire, but not a good fire. It feels like a painful burn that's in your brain, in your body. And it's like you twitch. If I wasn't on it, you'd just be twitching all the time. You'd be twitching and you'd be like shaking. But I take something called clonazepam, which answers to the aripiprazole. So instead of taking me off the aripiprazole, the injection, which is causing the pain, they give me another drug to take off the pain. So it's like all these drugs, and it's like you lose your memories, and I yeah, I have some crazy stories about these drugs but
Do you ever write them down?
no, I haven't, but I do process them within myself. But
Okay.
I find writing a bit harder. I prefer music and lyrics.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess write it down, yeah, to music, yeah, because
Okay.
I get the beats and then yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So I would definitely strongly encourage you to continue to do that.
okay,
Whatever, if creative self-expression in that
yeah,
way
yeah.
feels really good for you, like please continue to do
I
that because
actually I
that's
got a
gonna,
microphone to do it. I
good.
bought it. It came yesterday, so I just
Okay, good.
started now.
Okay, good. Because that's a way that is going to give you an outlet for
Mm,
processing, expressing, and liberating yourself from this. So 100% please continue to do that.
yes. Thank you.
Um, okay, so the two other things that I was going to say, circle back into this part. Okay, so what you are experiencing on these drugs, I believe, is an artificial experience of what actually happens as we wake up and remember ourselves. It is an inversion of that because Kundalini energy acts in the exact same
Yeah.
way. And you have the gate 54 in your chart as well. And it's the same fucking feeling. It can feel like fire in your veins. It can cause twitching. It can cause all of those things. And so what I think they're giving you is an inversion of the natural process that happens when you are clearing yourself of your trauma and your karma, and you are
Mm,
clearing the density from your body that allows for more
yes.
God to come into your body. They're giving you the opposite. So when
That's
I
what I was doing
say,
before I was here. I was clearing it all.
yes.
I get you.
So when I say
Continue.
that they are doing what they think is helpful to you
Mm,
because they're in a reality that is obscured. It's an inversion. It's like a shadow of the truth. So we have the truth of Kundalini helps to awaken people to their truth and helps them remember who they are and brings them out of the psychosis that is just created through coming into this physical world in a physical vessel in a density that is too low for the frequency of God to penetrate through. Just like if I shined a light at my wall right here, the wall is too dense, the light will not pass through. Okay. So that's the truth. The obscured version that they are doing, when I say they think they're trying to help, they see you as somebody who is in a state of psychosis. They don't remember who they are. They're trying to get you to remember who you are in this world that is the obscured world that is the
oh,
point of psychosis. So do
yeah.
you see how there is a mirror here of the truth and the natural process
Yes, yes.
versus the
That's crazy how you
inverted
see that.
shadow process?
Yes. The way you explain it is like,
So can you see when I say that it's actually all love?
yeah,
It's just the vessel through which that is trying to come out and it's being communicated has obscured the light, has
it's very different.
obscured that love. It's coming through fear. because love is not present. Truth and God is not present within them. But you can see what they're doing is a shadow expression of that. So that's where you can have this higher understanding and a level of empathy that, again, does not excuse it, does not allow it to continue, at least into the future. But right now, you can have acceptance and higher understanding for why they're doing it
And a surrendering.
and a surrendering, because when you get out of it, like you will get out of this eventually.
Thank you. Thank you.
I fully believe that you will get out of it eventually. So if you can bring this awareness into this field, you, again, like I said earlier about the whole Jesus thing, you bring light, you bring knowledge, you bring remembrance, you bring awareness, and you help to, like, you put their fuck, like, you go like, here, put the glasses on, like,
Yes.
you know, like I take these glasses off and like my vision is obscured.
That's
I
such a genius way of explaining. You're so creative.
I think that this thing over here is one thing, and then I put my glasses on, I'm like, oh shit,
You
that's
see.
actually not what I thought. So they are people who are blind to the truth of reality. The vision, the version of reality that they're seeing, and their actions and their values and what they're doing is like somebody that needs fucking glasses.
Exactly.
But there's a shock that comes with it. So that's where also having the empathy and understanding too, that in order for those people to wake up, they are going to have to feel all of the pain that they've ever caused somebody. And that's really fucking hard.
And
You know,
by the way, I want to say all the stuff you're saying is going in. Like, I understand what you're saying. I'm not being silent because I don't
no,
understand what you're
no, I
saying.
get it. It's
I get
it's
what you're saying. I've learned these things, you know. Like,
good.
not everything you're saying, but the perspective is so valuable.
Okay. So I say that because understanding your two life's work. You have 42, which is detachment, it's endings, it's death. You have 22, which is in the solar plexus, and it's dishonoring our emotions, dishonoring feelings. It's this energy of spirit. Okay, so I say this because if you can understand the plight of evil people on all of the spectrum of, like, the people who are the
Did you
fucking
say
F's,
polite? Polite? What did you say? The
the
plight of evil.
plight. It's like a like it's the struggle. The plight, like PHLIGHT. It's
I
like
haven't heard
it's
that word before.
okay. So it means like the struggle, the journey, the
Oh, okay, okay,
challenge.
okay, 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 okay,
Okay.
okay.
So the struggle, the challenge that all of these people have, these evil people, from all the way to the most heinous of shit to the most of innocent but still causing another person harm,
Mm.
is that in order to awaken, in order to remember, to reunify, right? The gift of unity with the gate two that you said you love so much, in order to actually
Yeah,
experience,
yeah, yeah.
in order to actually experience unity, that means that there can be no separation, which would mean that they would have to be in a state where they were consciously aware of all of their actions, of
That's
who
what I.
they have been, of what they have done, and then now feel your experience of all the pain they've caused you, of all of your experiences and everything that you've had. So that would be a huge weight. Think about, like, if there's ever anything that you've ever done in your life that you regret doing because it's caused another person harm, you
Mm,
know that broke your heart, right? Like,
yes,
it caused you pain.
yes. That's why
So
when people kill someone, they have trauma over it because they see what they've done,
ex
you know?
exactly. So that's the moment of separation. That is the illusion of separation.
I was thinking when you were saying that to begin with, I thought you meant like I have to, because I have to take these responsibilities onto myself, but then you explained like how it takes two to tango basically,
Mhm.
and I was like, wow, that's so it isn't fully my responsibility then, because I thought
No,
unity means like it's me as well, but then I'm like,
So the
it's
paradox,
confused. It can be confusing.
yes. So here's the paradox. So the paradox
Mm.
is that yes, we are all one. In the higher perspective, we are all one. However, the version of reality that we are living in right now is an obscured version of reality, and separation 100% exists. Physical separation exists. You are in your
Hmm.
body, I'm in my body. Okay, but there is a possibility where we are moving to with consciousness is going to get to a point to where yes, you are this unique expression of God and I am this unique expression of God, but our consciousness is no longer trapped within just my body and my experience, and it's no longer trapped within yours. That's empathy. Empathy is the ability to feel what it is like to experience another person.
Wow, 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 wow.
Right? So within unifying, if you know that as like a universal truth, and you know that universal truths flow all the way down, then your responsibility is simply looking at the other people and going, okay, I know I'm God. I know that everything is love, that there is a higher purpose here. Great. And I also know that they are me too. My oppressor is also a version of me. Now, it's not just you, right? You have to then expand that to go, okay, but the me that I'm talking about is God, is consciousness, is all
I think I get
that
you
is.
now. Mm.
But then you do and can take it down to the micro level to say, okay, where am I oppressing myself? Where am I abusing myself? Where am I trying to control myself? And that's going to look different. It's not going to look the same as the violent expression that you see coming through them. It's going to be
Yes.
much more subtle, much more unconscious and nuanced. So that is where we can take the concept of unity and bring it down into practical form within this being and in this vessel. And there is the addition of going, okay, what if in a past life or in an alternative life to myself right now, my soul is the person who's doing this to somebody else? Now you're getting to live both experiences. That's a possibility. And I say this because I
I
just
hear
had a
you.
I just
It
had a
reminds me of the cosmic egg theory, if you've heard of
yeah,
that one. It
yeah.
reminds me of that.
So I just had a conversation with this guy who is disabled. He's in a wheelchair and has been since he was young. He has both Jewish and German ancestry. And he said about 20 years ago, he had a spontaneous past life regression where he remembered being one of the doctors who worked in Hitler's regime, who was injecting children to experiment on them, but then to also kill them. He remembered that he, in a past life or an alternative life, right? If you don't believe in linearity,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
he was in that role. So then he was able to go, oh shit, like, okay, I get why in this life I needed the experience of being in this fucking wheelchair so I
Wow.
could reunify myself through the unity of opposites of going, I am the victim, but I have also been the abuser. And I
Wow.
need to be both in order to fully understand myself. And that means experience. Like as a third line, as a 3-5, we have to physically, to mentally, to in this incarnation, we have to experience something in order to know it, in order
Yes.
to be it.
Life is experience.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So there was that. The other thing that I wanted to say, and I do want to say this before we get off, we've got about 15 minutes left,
Okay,
is
cool.
And I bring this up because I have often thought about my experiences. This is something I was thinking about recently. And what I tend to go through and process in my own life leading up to a client session tends to often be useful and relevant to them. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this in. So I, as far back as I can remember, smoked weed for the first time when I was 10.
What?
And
Wow.
yeah, and then after that, have a lot of experience with being intoxicated, whether on alcohol or weed or acid or mushrooms or huffing Freon from a fucking air conditioner outside. Like, I have a lot of experiences with my awareness being altered.
And it's crazy how you keep it so centered at wow.
Okay, so
Hats off to you. Yeah.
okay, so there's that. So I've had a lot of experience being in an altered state. And I've had a
Mm,
lot of experience while in those altered states, still like trying to be like, okay, my mind is altered, my perception, my like all of these things about this
mm,
physical
mm,
vessel have been
mm.
altered, but I'm still able to, and going through this process of trying to hold my conscious center, to hold on to me
Yes.
and to hold on to my ability to navigate, whether that was drunk driving or whether that was taking mushrooms and going
Thank you for
hiking.
being so real.
Oh, yeah. Or taking mushrooms and going hiking up a fucking mountain. Like, there's a lot of ways in which I was in the physical world while not being in the physical world. Okay. So I have thought through reviewing that pattern of my life that, oh, I think that like this has actually been a training ground for me to get to the place where my consciousness naturally shifts so much that it does change my perception of this reality, but I'm still here, right? There is that level of control that I'm still able to hold. So I bring this up and I say this because I would be curious what would happen if, when you are placed under these drugs, if you think about it from that perspective
Oh, I see what you mean.
and go, okay, so there's now additional things that I'm going to add on here to go into this. So
Okay.
one of the things that, through my research and reading that people talk about is that one of the major benefits and the reason why people, souls want to come to earth, it's not only for the learning, but it's because of the vessels that we come into and the ability to feel emotion. Emotion is the gold mine, right? Like when you're saying, when I feel sadness, I love to feel sadness. When I'm elated, I love to be elated, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
you seem to really deeply value the experiential process, the emotional process of being human. Why? You see the value in that because you've had these experiences of being pushed with these drugs that cut you off from that,
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes.
which is
That
an inversion of going back into the spirit realm and coming out of these bodies and not having, like, it's like a guitar. You can pluck all those different strings and play all of those melodies. I can't make the same music with this cup that I can make with the guitar or the
I get you.
violin or the piano, right?
I
So
think I get, yeah, yeah.
the value of being in this body and having those emotions is being able to pluck those chords and feel those sensations, the physical sensations, the emotional sensations, the mental
Yeah.
sensations, awareness. You have the capacity to feel awareness running through you. Okay. When they give you the drugs, they cut that off.
It does. It's like dopamine blockers and stuff.
Mhm.
Like,
So
yeah.
it's again an inversion of what happens when you release yourself from this body. And what I want to give you a gentle challenge, like think about it as like a fun,
Okay,
playful
thank you.
challenge, is when this happens,
Yeah.
locate and sit with and come to know and get really fucking intimate with the part of you that survived those drugs.
Wow.
Do you get what I mean when I say
Wow.
that?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I do because when I come out of it, I'm like I remember trying to cut it off and be like, yeah, no more of that, no more of that, But coming back into that, that's like, wow. I know what you mean. I can't put it into words, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. There is there's something hidden of deep value
Mm.
for you there.
Plus, my perspective is survival as well
Mhm,
in
mhm,
the tropical.
mhm. It is. Your view is survival. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
so that's where you get to see like, okay, who am I really? Because you're not this person who you are. You feel like you are this person because you feel this person physically. You feel
yeah,
them emotionally, you feel them mentally, but you also experience yourself when you're cut off from feeling your body, when you're cut off from feeling your emotions. So, what's the thing that survives? What is preserved? The veneration that you have for your evolution and your tropical, the veneration and then transfiguration. Okay, veneration is what survives after death. It
yeah.
is the spirit, it is the soul. So you're getting to have a really fucked up, way of coming about this um experience of being forced into what that is like, to understand, what am I really? What are you really? What is freedom actually? The only way that you'll be able to find freedom is when you find who you really are and where you really are, which is not here and is not you. That cannot be destroyed. And that's important because your purpose over here with the gate 12 in true sidereal is the city of purity. Your purity, your innocence cannot be destroyed. That is who you truly are. That's what you're recognizing in me too. I also have gate 12. You
Wow.
recognize pure souls, pure emanation of light, of truth, of God. You can assess in people and you can sense and discriminate who is a pure soul and who is not, who's living in obscurity and who is not, who can see, who's in the same reality with you, and who's right next to you but living in a completely different reality.
Yeah.
So these are your anchor points. And I would venture to guess that if you can go into that space and you can locate that aspect of you and you can come into deep, intimate relationship with that and not be afraid of it or fearful of it, and instead carry love, carry your light, carry your purity, remember your purity while you're in those states. The gate 12 is connected to, it's two different rings of codon rings, but it's one of its own, and it's a stop codon, by the way. Um,
It's a what?
it's a stop
Codon?
codon, a stop
Okay.
codon. So it's a place in your DNA where it has the capacity to stop something to continue to be repeated. Okay, so you can literally, like, this is the very last point of awakening, is to remember your purity. So within this, you have the potential through this, again, really fucked up process, to remember your purity and to discover the light that lives within you that cannot be destroyed. And you have the potential to come into an even deeper relationship with God than you would have been able to accomplish any other way, through doing that, through remembering that.
Wow. Oh my God.
Does that make sense?
All this is actually priceless. This is like so fucking beyond what I was expecting. Wow.
I see you. You're here. You're not crazy. You're looking into
Yeah.
the eyes of God, right back to you. God sees you. God sees you.
I love it.
They can't destroy you.
Wow.
They can't destroy you. They can't contain you.
Wow. I trust you so much. You like so. Ah. I get you. Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Welcome. And thank you for coming back. I appreciate. I was hesitant to give the reading before just because of the place that you were in, and I'm also a fifth line, and I don't I don't want to fuck anybody up, and nor do I want somebody to like think that I'm gonna just help them and heal them and like do all this
Oh
stuff
no,
that
no,
I might not
no.
have the
It's
potential to
cool.
do. So, but I deeply appreciate you coming back, and
Thank you.
there's also, a gate to divine timing. There's also always a sense of like
Yeah.
higher purpose and timing, and it's usually because people have to go through certain things and have certain experiences, so
Yeah.
that way when we do talk and I do relay this information,
Yeah,
they get
I was thinking the
it.
same thing. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, like similar, similar. And before, when I meant coincidence, I didn't mean coincidence in the way you thought I meant it. I meant
Mm,
it as in the coincide,
okay.
co, you know,
Yeah.
synchronicity. Yeah,
Yes.
I was just like, wow. I can't even remember what it was, but there's been so much stuff like that's been said.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
so so again, I would really continue to document as much as you can, especially because they are giving you drugs and this is just wild,
mm,
this wild experience that you're going through.
torture.
Like
Yeah,
like
but
doc
again, yeah.
document as much as you can, in whatever way feels good to you, because
Thank you.
I can tell that that's very important, not only for you, but for other people. Um,
Mm,
and yeah, just find find that find that true spark of light and that true essence of yourself within and hold on to that. Like that cannot be destroyed. And the more you focus on that and you feel that, it's like fanning a flame. You add tinder
yeah.
to that part of you over and over again.
As
And
soon as you
that
went like that, I burped. I felt it go like that.
that flame,
Yeah.
that flame is just gonna go brighter. And oh, the other thing, okay, so why I was talking to you about the state that you were in when you do the drugs.
Mm.
At risk of adding more psychosis, I'm going for it.
Go for it. Go for it.
I
Go for it. Go for it. We want it. We love it.
would be interested to see what happens when you do that. You fan that flame, you find that sense of purity and that light within inside of you, and you grow that, you grow that, you grow that. Because I know that there are people,
Mm.
Jesus was another example of this, turning water into
Mm.
wine. There are people that have deep power over this physical world. Okay. And if you can remember your purity and you can grow that inside of you,
Mm.
there's the potential, there's the potential for you to get to the place where you could have total control and sovereignty over your body and they could inject you and it could do nothing.
Wow.
Right? Or you could take it and be like, oh, that's actually, I'm not gonna, nope, that's not coming inside to harm
I
me.
had them. I
That's
had them
that's
thoughts
inside me.
before.
then that's why I'm telling you.
Yeah, I had them
Your
thoughts
higher
before.
self
Like, what
wants
if
you
I
to
was immune?
remember.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was like, what if I could become immune to it? Like, you know?
You can, 100%.
Yeah.
You can. And then imagine the fucking power if you can go through that process for yourself
Mm.
and
It's
remember
very
that for
deep process.
yourself.
Yeah.
It is a very deep process, yes, because you are going to the absolute fucking depths of yourself to this world, to the darkness, but you're allowing God, you're giving God an open road to drive itself down into this world so that this world is no longer a waking hell for us all, but it is a fucking heaven on earth. And if you can do that for yourself, then you have the capacity to teach other people how to do that and to actually fucking liberate them, no matter what somebody is doing to them. Kind of very, it makes me think of like Wim Hof. Have you ever heard of Wim Hof?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so how his breathing techniques, he does these breathing techniques, and then he's like, I'm
And
gonna go
then,
hike this mountain in the snow
mm,
naked, and I'm gonna jump into fucking essentially freezing water, and my body's gonna be fine. He is an example of a human who has figured out how to hack this physical vessel to have
that's
control over it.
it's crazy you say that because that's what I was doing when I was like a nomad and I was like completely and I was like in the it was the winter and all I didn't even I didn't even have a sleeping bag or a tent. I just had this coat and I was it's UK, you know, UK is known for being quite cold, you know, and I was just I was loving it all the whole experience, you know, and I was like, death is an illusion, like all of this. And the reason I was picked up is because I was too close to the train tracks. But I'm saying this quietly. I knew it was an illusion anyway, the death. And I was just close, ready. But I wasn't suicidal. I was just waiting for the train.
Mm-hmm.
But I was close, you know?
Yeah.
But
So that is where take that remembering
yeah.
and that awareness to
You
know
can't
that like
forget because once your mind's expanded, I don't think any drugs can. I've heard the saying, once your mind's expanded, you can't go back.
exactly.
I think I've seen that from The Alchemist, a quote from The Alchemist. I don't know if you know about The Alchemist. I saw it on YouTube, on an Instagram post or something. And yeah, it said, once your mind's expanding, you can't go back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, just like, I'm so grateful for like a lot of experiences I've had, you know? And I remember telling the doctors even, if I could go back to that 16-year-old and tell him to take their mushrooms or not, I'd probably tell him to swallow another 3 grams on top of it, even though I did a lot already, you know?
Well, and see, that's like a perfect example of like, in terms of breaking out of the illusion, there is a level of care and faith
Yes, yes.
that is needed for safe passage.
Maybe that's why I'm being injected right now, you know? Maybe
It's
that's the higher purpose.
yeah, it could be, right? Because you're clearly
Mm.
already somebody who's awake, but
Thank you.
I do think that you have this capacity to locate and hold on to the truth of who you are and to see what preserves through all of this and to find like I thoroughly believe that if you continue on this path and that you continue in this expanded awareness and you don't allow their illusions to get to you, that you're going to fully awaken in this life.
Yeah, you've given me that. Just speaking to you and this one other person I met in Glastonbury, you have given me that. Just guiding one like it's just like that one little matchstick I needed to see ignited. You know, it's that one little matchstick I needed to see ignited, and now I'm like, whoa, okay, this is real. This is me. This is us. You know, this is
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. And now it is just your task and your responsibility to ground that
Mm.
because you've seen what happens when that awareness is ungrounded and
Yes.
disembodied.
Yes. It's a very,
Right. It needs to be embodied. And
yeah.
that is also the way in which where you become the role model that allows people to see what happens.
Is the role model from the 6-2?
Yes. Yes.
I know we
So
have a little bit of time left. I just wanted to ask, what does it mean to be a manifester? Because I kind of got hyped up when I saw I was a manifester for some reason. But I just wanted to know, what does it mean to be a manifester by Sidereal Human Design? And how
so
do I
so
imply that?
so manifestors have the capacity to impact. They
Hmm.
initiate people, they impact people, and they initiate new things into the world.
Okay.
So you have the capacity to initiate new things into the world,
Wow.
and those new things are going to come through that reflector aura as well. So this is where you get to be very precise around tapping into the truth and the health and the well-being of an environment to know, is this an environment that I can allow this thing to come through?
Okay.
Or do I need to go, nope, this isn't safe here, like get out type of thing? But that reflector is going to be picking up information that is going to inform the manifester, that then allows the manifester to initiate and inject those new things into the world.
Wow. Mind
So,
blowing.
so within that, you're somebody who is poised to have new experiences, to create new things. Don't discount what you are capable of, but also don't be impatient to get there, right? Because you're moving through a journey where you're having the experiences that you need to have.
Yeah, I can be impatient at times being in these places, but yeah, thank God I'm leaving soon as well. I should be leaving very soon to
Good.
yeah, in a
Yeah.
good way, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.